You know what? It's usually one podcast per 2 to 5 years, and now we got two done with you in one weekend. So this has been a treat for me.
This has been a treat for me as well. I'm always hunting you down when I'm at trade shows because I love talking with you.
Well, people have been saying your name. I talked to Mark Nelson, who's joined the Outcomes team. We're talking about leadership. We're also talking about the veterans that we have to embrace the fact that we're the people now leading this industry. Our
Right.
experiences for the last 20, 30 years are now cultivating to a point that it's our turn to step up and take the responsibility and accountability. And part of that is the drill down nuances that people like me are not good at. And that's like the accounting. Don't give me the accounting book because then we'll go out of business because I'm not good at
Right.
that. Or reconciliation of prescriptions. And so people like you, Heidi, are so important to our pharmacy owners because you understand things from multiple points of view. So let's talk about reconciliation because things have come up, things are changing fast. You started telling me before we started recording about some of the new bylaws and the way things are getting get paid. So talk to our listeners a little bit about that.
Right. So I did not even really think about reconciliation when I was a bench pharmacist,
Mhm.
right? I worked for a large corporation and someone else was doing all of that. When I moved into a corporate role and I had pharmacies to oversee, my eyes got completely opened to a process called reconciliation. So, I'm just billing prescriptions away and I don't even think about getting paid for them and making sure I'm getting paid for them, right? So I've kind of I dumbed it down about a month ago on another on a webinar that I was on. That it's like balancing your checkbook. If
I hate
people
that.
remember what a checkbook is,
I hate it.
right? You got to know the money is actually coming in. You're actually getting the money for the claims that you're billing, and it's just getting more and more complicated. We had something happen in 2025. So all of 2024 outcomes and our pharmacy management systems, RX30 and CRX, we had to go build some new workflows for a process called Medicare prescription payment plan.
Mhm.
And that was where pharmacy patients on Medicare could opt in. This was an optional program where instead of paying their copay at the pharmacy, they would be able to walk out the door, not giving the pharmacy any money anymore.
Okay.
Uh, but they would get a bill at home from their Medicare plan. And so that was cash flow out of the pharmacy's immediate hands. It turned into a second receivable on one claim. So now you're chasing two payments for
Oh
one
my
claim.
gosh.
Crazy. Thankfully, I was really concerned about that one as a pharmacist, but after watching it, we were seeing that really a very small percent of patients actually enrolled, so it wasn't the biggest impact that we thought. But I can tell pharmacy owners, Medicare really wants patients on this, so they're really hitting hard for patients to enroll for 2026.
Okay.
So that's a 2026 thing coming. Something even bigger is part of the Inflation Reduction Act, is a process called maximum fair pricing.
Mm.
And what Medicare did is they picked a select group of 10 medications, high volume, high dollar. We're talking things like Januvia, Eliquis, stuff that you dispense every single day. Now, that pharma company and that PBM will have what they're calling a fair reimbursement
Fair.
that can be up
I'm
to,
excited.
yeah, it can be up to 65% less
Oh my
than what
gosh.
you're getting today. But they want to make you whole. I love my air quotes. They want to make you whole by having pharma give you the difference. When did pharma ever give money directly to pharmacies? So again, in typical governmental fashion, they came up with this convoluted plan that there'll be yet a new middleman sitting there helping us get paid. It's called a transaction facilitator organization. Pharmacies have to go enroll with this organization. Your reconciliation company has to go enroll with this organization in order to get the 835s to track this money down. Um, and we've been watching this very carefully because this really, to me, is very scary. for pharmacies and their cash flow and bottom line. John Grice, who you spoke to yesterday, our VP of Insights, he's written 3 articles on maximum fair pricing. And in looking at our outcomes network data and analyzing these medications for what I'm going to just abbreviate as MFP, we're anticipating up to a $20,000 a month cash flow problem for pharmacies because of these new, payment plans. And so again, 2 things that you're going to have to track for a single claim. And I'm really excited that our reconciliation team, we've set ourselves up for success. We have enrolled with NCPDP and the the transaction facilitators. So we're now well set up to help our recon customers get those new 835s. We knew this was coming and we wanted to be prepared so that we could help pharmacies track this money down. It's so important. I wouldn't want to do this myself. I hope that business owners are not trying to do this themselves. We're talking a minimum of 20 hours a week of your precious time that will be chasing down all of these payments. I absolutely recommend that you work with a reconciliation company of some kind. So those experts can do it. Our team here at Outcomes has been reconciling claims for at least a decade. They've watched what's been going on in the industry. And it's important that you work with a well-seasoned team because 2026 and beyond is going to be a really difficult time because the maximum fair pricing is not stopping at 10 drugs. We've already got 10 more identified for 2027. I believe 2018 it goes to 15. So before we know it, practically every drug is going to be involved in this.
Jeez.
Yes.
All right. So if you're listening to the show and this is bringing up questions in your mind, I want you to reach out to Heidi, reach out to the Outcomes team. Our link in the show notes will actually take you to a contact page so you can get some answers, but you're not here alone. You have an entire organization, lots of people who want to actually help you. Heidi, once again, thank you so much for being on the show and for being part of the ThoughtSpot 2025 coverage.
Thank you for having us. The advocacy that you do for pharmacies is second to none, and it's just an honor to be able to speak with you as often as I do.
We can't wait to have you back. We'll be right back. Okay, you ready, guys? Ready?
I'm ready.